Hello, guys. Welcome to Aintree After Hours, brought to you by Close Brothers. They are our sponsor, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Alice Plunkett. Firstly, apologies yesterday, obviously, after the news of Prince Philip passing away. We obviously scrapped the Aintree After Hours. It was a sad day, wasn't it, in reflection, you know, on ITV. We kept it all very kind of mellow. But you've had memories or experiences with Prince Philip?
Well, he was an amazing man because he was a guy who had a real twinkle. And sort of watching all the stuff that's been laid out since, you really realise why him and Her Majesty the Queen had such an extraordinary relationship, because he just must have brought so much fun to her life. You know, everybody else is so reverent around him. He was so wonderfully irreverent. And I also remember being in the London Olympics, and we were in the stables and we had our horse there. You know, William was riding on the team with Zara, and he came there as a grandfather, so proud of Zara and everything she'd achieved, and he really knew how to set the tone, how nervous she was. He really reassured her, and it meant so much to her having his support there. And proper family man, and you know, obviously a massive loss, but at 99,
amazing
what an innings.
Yeah, amazing innings. Yeah, there was actually a photo which was escalating on social media. I saw a few of my cricketer friends who were showing it, where he was obviously padded up. He used to play a lot of cricket. He just said, what a great innings. But I mean, it's lives like that you really need to celebrate, isn't it?
What he's done for the country, what he's done supporting Her Majesty the Queen. I felt really emotional actually watching all the old footage. God, he was so good looking when he was younger.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
AP actually came up to me and he goes, I'll tell you in his day to give you a run for your money. I said he would have. I had to get it on Google, look back. But that's what I got you, Alice, tonight, so you obviously knew what he looked like in his prime.
But he was a wonderful, wonderful man, a huge servant to our country, and a great family man. And for Her Majesty and for all the family, obviously our condolences, and the condolences from everyone at Aintree go out to you. And I hope that today's Grand National just gave you a little bit of a lift, because it's been an extraordinary day.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been amazing. If you guys are wondering, this is a Manila Times mug, by the way, obviously in JP's colours. We're going to have to try and get Rachel to take this home before she leaves. But this is currently a paperweight for me because
AP's actually nicked the trophy. He's gone, so JP, don't worry, because this is your Grand National trophy. Don't worry. AP's got the real thing, but at least you got the proper one.
Exactly. It's on its way back. But right now it's doing a great job because it's windy here at the top of the parade room. But that was lovely justification there of Prince Philip by you, Alice. So thank you very much for that. Now, let's just remind everybody at home, of course, today was the Randox Grand National, and there may have a few you may have been, I don't know, if you weren't watching it, I don't know what you were doing, but let's be honest, a few of you may have missed it who are tuning in tonight, whether it's on Facebook, on YouTube. So let's just remind everybody of what happened this afternoon.
Second now, the hoops with the white cap staying on, then Discorama. Here's the final fence in the Randox Grand National, and over in front and over 3 lengths clear Manila Times from Balco de Flo. Any second now continues to stay on. Burrow Saint wandering out into the centre of the track. They head towards the elbow with over a furlong to cover in the National, but it's Rachel Blackmore and Manila Times who are out 4 lengths clear of Balco de Flo, and any second now Burrow Saint back in fourth is running on empty. 150 yards to go in the National. Manila Times for J.P. McManus, Henry de Bromhead, and more significantly Rachel Blackmore. History in the National. Manila Times wins.
Manila Times history. Alice, history.
It's a serious I was there moment. Yeah. I feel so lucky to have been here, to have witnessed that. You know, for so long the conversation has been around women in the sport and a woman to win the Grand National, and I've always been very proud of our sport, that we're very much men and women competing on level terms. If you look at golf, tennis, so many other ones, women are fighting for the same prize money. That's not the case in racing. And I think leading women have always gone to show jumping, haven't they, or eventing. But now so many good riders are coming into the racing game, and it's just brilliant to see. And that's now shut that conversation down.
Exactly. Yeah, well summed up. Right, we're going to get, you mentioned history. Of course, history made today, first female winner of the Grand National. We have history of 40 years ago. We have a guest joining us now, a good friend of mine and yours, Alice.
I think you've seen a bit more of him than I have.
I have. I've seen him fully starkers on the ice. Bob Champion, how are you, my friend?
I'm all right. The last time I saw you was on ice with no clothes on, and God, it was cold, wasn't it?
I know. I think it's still the same size as it is right now, Bob. It's a little bit windy on the top.
That's enough.
Yeah, but Bob, we need to get you into the show now. Obviously, you won Old and Easy 40 years ago. You won the Grand National. Just sum up, while we're all, you know, embracing Rachel Blackmore and how good she is for the game. Just try and sum up that Grand National today for us, Bob.
Well, it was a race I always wanted to ride in from about the age of 7. You know, I was brought up going hunting and show jumping, just wanted to be a jockey. And the thing that really made me want to be a jockey was Lester Piggott, actually, because I used to live near Redcar Racecourse. And when he came there, he always rode winners. And from that day, I wanted to be a jockey and, you know, went to school occasionally. You know, they didn't know what I looked like. And I can remember the careers officer coming around one day when I was about 14 and told me my jobs that I'd be capable of. Looking after the pit ponies in Skinny Grove mines, 20 miles under the sea, or Dorman Long Steelworks. But thankfully, my form master, Mr. Mackenzie, said to me, always follow your dreams. So I left home at 15, moved south and, you know, had a little bit of luck. But believe it or not, when I came in, winning the National, got back to the unsaddling enclosure just before you walked in, there was Mr. Mackenzie with his thumb up. And that meant more to me than actually winning the National. For him to be there. Yeah.
Well, Bob, you talk about walking in. That reception today, obviously, it would be a lot different for Rachel Blackmore, of course. Obviously, no crowds, no locals, no Scousers here. What would that have been like for her, just that feeling of winning the Grand National?
Well, you've won the Grand National, then it's your ambition. You know, she had a fantastic Cheltenham, let's be honest. She rides really, really well. And, you know, horses run for her and they jump for her. And she rides races and she takes no prisoners as well. You know, she's very fit. She deserves to get all the credit she's getting.
Yeah, what makes her, because for me, she's the best jockey on the circuit at the moment. She's, you know, the way she can time a ride on a horse is just phenomenal. Her instinct, she's got a bit of McCoy in her in that respect. What do you think what makes her the best?
Her horsemanship is the most important thing. Horses jump for her. And if your horses don't jump, they don't win races. And she can see a stride. She eyes them up and they jump. And also they run for her. You know, horses, you know, run better for some people. You don't have to be hard on them. They just run for her. They like her. And she's a great advert for the sport. And, you know, today is been the best thing for national hunt racing for years to have a lady rider winning.
Bob, she's a busy lady. She's in the back.
Can you just show your face to Bob Champion? Here, look.
Bob Champion's on the camera. Here she is.
Well done. Congratulations. What a ride you gave it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
thanks, guys.
Top job. Well done, Rachel. The best.
That's Rachel Blackmore.
Do you know what that is? That is fantastic TV.
Rachel proper fangirl moment there.
Bob, you'd have thought we didn't, but you actually mentioned there, like, you know, the way she sees a stride. Coming down to the last, I don't know if you managed to see the race replay. Obviously, we did just then. She met that on some stride and just got away from her feint. I mean, I don't
know if you saw her with Ed and Cheska after the race, and she was so wonderful. And she just, I think the line that stuck with me is they were going, "Oh, and Rachel, you won all these races at Cheltenham, and now you won the Grand National." And she just said, what I can't believe is that I am Rachel Blackmore." I mean, just wonderful, just utter disbelief at what is happening.
She's living a dream.
She is living
She's
in a
really
dream.
living a dream.
And her dear mum, I don't know if you saw her mum. We had an interview with her on Social Stable, didn't you?
Yeah.
And she was so wonderful. She's a teacher in Ireland. And today she sent a message just saying, "I'm so proud of my little girl, and I'm so proud of myself because I managed to watch the whole race."
I bet she was. I bet.
Bless her. Yeah, that's amazing.
Most mothers are behind the settee hiding.
Yeah, I don't blame them, especially in a race like today. It's obviously it's a thrill, but no, that's so good. And like you mentioned earlier, Bob, she had a fantastic Cheltenham. Now, obviously, Aintree wins. The Irish were the first 5 home as well in the Grand National, which Kevin Blake
50 to 1.
50 to 1 for the. I don't know if you saw in the opening show this morning, Bob. Kevin Blake tipped up the first 4 runners home. Irish train was 50 to 1. Which Matt Chapman said the worst bet in the world, which then made it straight away probably a good bet. And he was absolutely bang on. But what do you make of the Irish?
I think the Irish had. I think the English only had 2 in the top 13 runners that finished. You know, they're absolutely hammering us at the moment.
It's mad, isn't it? And the last 2 nationals, Bob, they filled the first 3 as well. The Irish are on an absolute crest of a wave, but the features that we've seen about you, Bob, and that wonderful story around Alderneaty, this race you're so part of its rich history, but the stories that come out. And I mean, can you now think back of that time with chemotherapy and not feeling your hands and feet and the battle that you and that horse went through? I mean, you've made me cry about another 5 times. They keep having features on you, Bob, this week, and I've been sobbing every time.
Bob, I'm just going to say this. When we were all around a campfire when we were obviously filming for the Real Full Monty on Ice, and Bob told everybody the story. And there's people the celebrities in there who don't know anything about horse racing, but just so captivated by your it's the Aldeniti story and how it all works out. It's fairy tale stuff, Bob. But like Alice just referred to, we're going to have viewers watching this who, don't know that story. But try and sum that up for us.
Well, as you know, I got over the cancer and came back, and it was hard because I'd lost about 40% of lung capacity, and people didn't realise that. And I really had to work hard to be able to get back on a horse, never mind win a race. And thankfully, I went to the States, and the weather was warmer, and I could breathe better. And Burley Cox and Jonathan Shepherd. I was sitting on about 15 a morning, going running. And you try running on feet like blocks of ice or concrete. Yeah. It's hard. And you can't feel your hands and feet at all. And it's not fun at all. And one day, this is true, it was a sunny day. I was lying on the deck chair, and Burley Cox walking by me. And he stopped and he looked at my foot and he said, "Do you know you've got a nail in your foot?" I couldn't even feel it. And I'd been walking around with a nail in my foot. Couldn't even feel it. He pulled it out. There was a little bit of blood. And, don't worry about it. It came out. But, I never felt it. And that's how the chemo did to people those days. But it was hard to get fit, I must admit. But, Josh Gifford...
Did the feeling come back? Do you have
Yes, it
now?
came back. It came back. When I got back to England, it was about 90%. Then it came to about 95. It's about 95 now, and at least I can pick up things and that. But I didn't know I was holding the reins a lot of the time. Well, I knew I was, but I had to disguise it a lot, I must admit. But I got away with it.
Yeah, you're going to have to tell everybody. I laugh about this because it's a great story, but. Before you, obviously, you didn't go and get yourself checked up with a testicular cancer, but you had somebody help you with that, didn't you, Bob?
I did, actually. I was in the States, and I started going out with this vet, lady vet, mind you, and, riding the winner at Delaware. I took her out that night and managed to get her into bed. And I can always remember the first thing she said to me was, "If I was you, I'd get on the first plane back to England and see a specialist." That put me off my stroke, I promise you.
She's been checking his nuts, bless it. What a woman.
Yeah, a great woman. I'm glad I met her because I wouldn't have been here.
But that's my point. You were actually given, Bob, part of the amazing story, you weren't given, a big percentage in terms of living, though, were you? Which makes the story even more fascinating. That you are very lucky.
I am lucky because they had this new chemotherapy just come out. They didn't know if I'd get through it. And if I'd had no treatment, I would have lived 4 or 5 months if I was lucky. And they only give me a 30% chance. And it was very barbaric, and a lot of people gave up. And, I nearly gave up one day and ended up walking through a children's ward and saw the kids getting on, not having my chemotherapy, but not making a fuss about it. And I went back to the ward and they hooked me up again. But it was very barbaric. And, believe it or not, I was sick 24 hours a day. And the thing that upset me more than anything, I lost my hair. And I haven't got hair like you, but it's come back and it's going again now. So I'm gone grey. So I'm glad I got it back once.
Bob, it was really nice today on social media. I got sent Alex and Mrs. Embricos sent us a lovely photograph holding your grand.
Oh, I've seen that. It's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Really
a great family. I owe them so much. Not just Aldeniti. I rode some other nice horses for them. Yeah. But they were really good horse people.
Yeah, but Bob, you also share, in a certain respect, a similar story to the horse itself. in the fact that the horse had his issues.
Oh, good God, the horse broke down about 5 times, broke bones and everything. They kept bringing him back, and he used to come back and win first time out. Then when I was having the chemo, he ran at Sandown, would have won, but broke down really badly. And the vets said to the Embricos, and I was there actually, looking terrible. And the vet said to them, we should put this horse down. And Mrs. Embricos said to the vet, Bob always said this horse would win a Grand National one day. We've got to give him a chance. So he was taken back to Barkfold that night. They put a plaster on him and tied him up next to his manger. He was in plaster for 6 months, couldn't lay down, couldn't walk anywhere for 6 months. How many horses could do that? I couldn't do it. And, they did an amazing job, I must admit. And they did all the road work. Went back to Josh's January the 1st. And because he used to pull so hard, Josh decided to ride him out himself. And Josh had hands like silk, I promise you. And he could get him to relax in a way. And he rode him out every day and didn't let anybody else near him. And, had him back 6 weeks, I think it was. And he rang me, he said, you better pop on this horse the day before he went to Ascot, pop him over 2 or 3 fences. We daren't jump anymore, 2 or 3 fences. If you're happy with the first 2, pull him up. And, went to Ascot the next day, and he was 66-1 for the National that day, and the weights had come out, so the weights couldn't go up. And I can remember he was 66-1 when Mr. E and Josh and them all had a few quid on him. That 66-1, absolutely bolted up. When I went by the post, I was 12-1 second favourite for the National. Yeah. That's how impressive it was. Thankfully, they got the readies on.
Exactly. There's a Hollywood movie in that. It reminds me a bit of like when you think Seabiscuit.
There is a Hollywood movie. It's out.
But it reminds me of Seabiscuit. But I was going to say I want to if we redo that as a nowadays version, I will want to put my name.
Have you seen Champion Story?
No.
Right,
Bob, I haven't seen it. No.
We're going to sit down. And if you don't cry,
I'm going to say I will cry. I get emotional listening to Bob now. Bless him.
Well, literally.
You will the music this time.
Music. It's literally just hear the music now, and I start crying. I mean, it's so good.
That's amazing.
It's so.
They use it for the Grand National an awful lot. Kept hearing bits today.
I know. But I mean, what about today? Because you and I have been crying today. I mean, it's just been this race, this place. The country needed a lift. We've had a horrible year. We've had poor Prince Philip going, and then today. She's
like the people's person, isn't she, Rachel? She's lifted the spirits of a nation. Seemingly so what? Purely based of everything what's happened over the last year. No crowds here, but that was so special. And now I think it's snowing on us. It's just.
Is it? Oh God. Well, I'm there tomorrow.
Glad you're all right.
Yeah, you're all right, Bob. You stay warm. This has been lurking all day. This black cloud has literally been flirting with us, and probably flirting with you, Alice. But it's been here all day. But it's still been sunny.
I can't remember what flirting with is. Is that what it is?
You haven't been flirting. Bob knows how to flirt. I've seen Bob flirt. Just for the record.
Just for the record.
But Bob, you also I was just going to let our viewers know, on all social channels, you did Aintree Does Masterminded, which was a good quiz. So, guys, you can check out Bob on that. But, Bob, I have a few quick-fire questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
You ready for these quick-fire questions?
Okay, then.
Okay, apart from 1981, what was your favourite Grand National ever?
Crisp one, because I jumped the last third and finished 5th, Red Rum.
Yeah. Solid answer, Bob. Absolutely fine with that answer.
Good.
Best jump jockey ever. I think I know you're going to say.
No doubt, John Frankham.
Yeah, I think you're going to say that.
Yeah, it's just, darling Johnny. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you ask anyone?
He's fantastic horseman. Horses jump for him. Beautiful to watch. Always in the right place, the right time. Look at some of his fantastic rides. Sea Pigeon when he won the Champion Hurdle. Just a masterclass. And all the other good races. And people, one of the best rides I ever saw when he won the Topham on Uncle Bing, it was Poetry in Motion.
Yeah, special jockey. Bob, tell us something people may not know about you.
God knows what.
I think it's all out there for everyone to see.
I'm not very good at ice skating, as you know.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, here's my next question. If you had to do a show, Dancing on Ice or Love Island, which one would you have to do?
I'd have to go on Love Island.
Oh, bless him. We trained for a while on, I forgot what it was called now. What was the ice show we
Full
done?
Monty.
On Ice. I never put the two together because they're worlds apart, but Full Monty on Ice. Bob, we trained for so long, didn't we? And we couldn't get the hang of it properly, both of us.
You were better than me, but I had about 3 lessons, and they were giving up on me, and then I managed to be able to go. I managed to could ice skate across the ice, and that's it, in a straight line.
You're not Torval and Dean, Bob.
Good God, no, and I never want to be. if I never see an ice rink again, it doesn't worry me, and it's bloody cold.
It was, yeah. Well, bloody cold was the right way to describe it. It was cold. And a desert island guest, Bob. If you were thrown onto a desert island, you're allowed one guest with you. You can choose myself, John Frankham, or John Joe O'Neill. Who would you go with? Don't feel subjected to choose me. Pretend I'm not here.
Well, all 3 are absolutely brilliant. Well, why don't all 3 of you come along? But, John Joe.
Bob, we can't. That's the question is you're only allowed one. You can be brutal. Hit me with it, Bob.
I'll go for John Joe.
I knew you would, yeah. John Joe's very close, good friend of yours.
And this is an amazing anniversary, Bob. Obviously, 40 years since your fantastic win, and you're doing an amazing walk to raise money for even more money for your incredible cancer charity. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's we call it the 40-40 because it's 40 years ago. But the idea, came about. Firstly, I was going to walk from Cheltenham to Liverpool after the Gold Cup, but COVID stopped us, and we haven't been able to raise any money over the last year, and we've got 2 research laboratories to run, and they all take money, and so I'm going to walk from Aintree tomorrow to Findon, where the old horse was trained. The reason that is I was in hospital 191 days. So it's roughly 191 miles. So basically, that's the reason we're doing that. But, walking down the M6 and around the M25 wasn't really on, really. So I'm going to walk around 40 different trainers' gallops. And I'll start tomorrow, walk a couple of laps round Aintree, and I'll do 4.5 miles, maybe go a little bit farther. And Neil Doughty's going to come and join me as well. So 2 national winners going round there. And then we move on to Donald McCain's on Monday, and then just work down the country, around the Cheltenham area. We're going to Dan Skelton's, all the Kim Baileys, Fergals, everybody around that area. Then we're moving on to Lambourne, Andrew Balding's, go on through there to Barkfold, then on to Pulborough, and then back to Findon. And so that'll take just about 4 weeks. But, hopefully people are going to come and enjoy it. And, it's an experience going around different yards, and people haven't been able to do it.
Where can we find a schedule? Where can people find where you're going to be so we can come and join you?
Yes, do. Just look on the Bob Champion Cancer Trust website. It's there, and what days we're going there. And you'll find it.
I'm going to join you at John Joe's if I'm available. I have a very busy working schedule, but I'm trying to free up as much time as I can because I do want to join you. We'll have a catch up.
Busy working schedule.
I know what
make
date.
Time for Bob. You will make time.
Bob, it's about, if I'm right, it's around April the 20th, isn't it? You're at John Joe's.
Yeah, around it. I think it's ended. I think it's 23. I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen my schedule. I've got a manager who keeps on it.
Yeah, but you've got a mate who needs you.
I know, and I'll be there, Bob. Don't you panic.
Yeah.
With the with the wise words.
I'm spending the day at John Joe's. So
no, exactly.
You can get out of bed, by 10 o'clock. You might get there.
Put me into this great sport. You are the reason that I have the passion and the emotion for this wonderful race. It's thanks to you, and that so many people love national hunt racing because you epitomise everything that this brilliant sport's about. Your grit, your determination, your comeback, the story, your generosity in terms of what you've given back is just absolutely incredible, Bob. And we feel privileged to know you, and we've so enjoyed celebrating your story this week.
Thank you.
you.
And I owe an
Bless you.
awful lot to Josh Gifford and Althea.
I'm sure you do. Bob, bless you. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend, and I will see you in a few weeks' time.
And me, hopefully.
Okay, hopefully. Have a good night. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Oh, bless him. I said love you as well.
I know, I love that.
I do love him. I do love him. We created
Did
such
you
a
mean to say that?
You know, me and Bob's, I was about to say we slept together. We didn't sleep together. We stayed in the same, little room.
That's how rumours
We
start.
stayed in the woods. It's going to sound worse every time I say it. We were in the woods in like these cabins, but our cabin was the same one.
Oh,
So we bunked together, like
bros.
bros, yeah.
Was it a bromance?
Yeah.
I'm like getting...
Bob's the
Right.
boy. Everyone loved Bob. He's a great lad. But right, let's get back onto it.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened the last few days. Yesterday was, of course, Ladies' Day. And we have, I spoke to Melissa Worrell earlier on Skype, on Zoom, whichever one you want to call it. She was the winner of Aintree's Grand Day Inn. Now, that is the event where ladies on Ladies' Day or before Ladies' Day heading up to it will send pictures of themselves dressed up from home. We have to do it virtually again. As you know, on Thursday on this show, I spoke to a lady who was one of the judges who was a previous winner. But I caught up with Melissa Worrell, and here's what she had to say. So Melissa Worrell, a Grand Day Inn, you were the winner. Just tell me how that feels.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Absolutely thrilled to bits. Yeah, I couldn't believe out of everybody. The style is always amazing at Ladies' Day, so over the moon.
And what did you do? How did you enter, just for anybody who knows? So going forward, obviously, this will be another thing they have next year for Ladies' Day at Aintree. How did you enter? Did you do it via social media? Was it very straightforward?
Yeah, absolutely straightforward. Yeah, just got my mum to take a picture. It was freezing, but I'm obviously glad that I did it. Posted it onto the Facebook page. Yeah, simple as that.
Because you were out in the garden, weren't you? I imagine you just at home. I've seen the dress. You look very lovely. And obviously a worthy competition winner.
Thank you. Yeah, just out in the garden, parents' house. As you say, it's worth entering, isn't it? You never know.
Exactly. And talking about worth entering, I'm just going to reel off what you've won. You £4,000 donation to your chosen charity, and you're going to split it between Mind and Women's Aid for their amazing work throughout the pandemic, which is great. So that's fantastic. You won the Randox Every Man and Every Woman health package worth £500, which again is very nice. 2 tickets in hospitality at next year's Randox Ladies' Day, £200 worth of betting vouchers for your day's racing as well, and a bottle of champagne. So they're really, really good prizes, and 2 amazing charities as well.
Yeah, fantastic charities. I just thought as a female-founded business, because I have an occasion wear brand, that was one of my outfits. I just thought, obviously, that Women Aid has been doing amazing work, and Mind, it's been a heck of a time during the pandemic, so I thought it was very relevant.
Wish you all the best. Enjoy the racing today and the Grand National, and I'll see you next year, no doubt.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, bless her. Melissa Worrell, everybody. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Melissa.
To you, Melissa. That kind of brings us to the end of the Grand National Festival.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I don't want it to end. It's been so fantastic.
No, but all good things, unfortunately, have to come to an end.
All right, wise words.
It's just true, isn't it? I'm just a realist.
It's so wise. It's so grown up.
I know. Just a quick Desert Island one for you. Just one question.
I thought I'd escape
No,
it.
it's actually Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Oh, no.
Myself, Matt Chapman, and Luke Harvey. Be careful what you say here.
Okay, I think I'd snog Luke, marry you, avoid Matt.
Yes, I thought you should say
Is that fair enough? Anybody else?
No, they agree.
Text in your answers, but if you disagree, I can help you as to why those might be the case.
Yeah, we're talking of ITV racing talent. AP McCoy, his charity bet was Any Second Now, came third. So he's won some money for his chosen charity in the Grand National. So well done. Good job, Randox. What a Grand National.
Candy, no good for us.
No, I know. Just didn't really get close or competitive, did he,
I
unfortunately?
think poor thing was carrying our tips.
Chris's dream was as well travelling. It could have been a 1-2-3 for Henry de Bromhead, you know.
I know.
Chris's dream then stacked it, unfortunately. But sign up for your tickets before April the 20th for next year's Randox Grand National Festival. So if you go on the website, Aintree website, sign up for your tickets before the 20th of April. God, these feel like tongue. This isn't a tongue twister. My lips are actually shivering. It started snowing. It's snowing.
You might stop making excuses why you can't get it. Just say it.
Before April the 20th, make sure you sign up. Use the Aintree Racecourse website for your tickets to next year's Randox Grand National Festival.
You've got a future.
And TV. I mean, I'm trying.
You're nailing it.
And thank you so much for Close Brothers. They've been a fantastic sponsor of Aintree After Hours. And I'll raise my mug. You can
raise my coffee cup.
Manila Times, baby. Alice, thanks a lot.
Rachel Blackmore, what a day. We were here.
Yeah.
Just that conversation is gone. A woman and some woman has won the Grand National. Rachel Blackmore, we salute you.
Yeah, cheers, Rach.
They're off. Randox Grand National Day underway. But it's Hometown Boy at the last, stepped at it, down on his nose, picked up off the floor by Kieran Gethings. Hometown Boy fighting on, keeping them all at bay, and for the Garrett family, Stuart Edmonds and Kieran Gethings, Hometown Boy wins the opener on National Day. My Drogo, a smart prospect, takes another step up in class and lands the Betway Mersey in fine style. Put on Bull Similar, trying hard. Shishkin, though, has too much class and completes the Cheltenham and Aintree double. Paisley Park has been pulled up. Roxana is very plucky, she's finding more. Time Hill is edging ever closer, though. Time Hill from Roxana in a thriller to the Ryanair Stairs hurdle. And happy-go-lucky for Lady Dulverton, Kim Bailey and David Bass wins well. They're off before the Randox Grand National, 40 runners getting away. It's Jet and Sam Whaley-Coe with a clear lead at the chair, soar out over it. But it's Rachel Blackmore and Manila Times who are around 4 lengths clear of Balco de Flo, and Any Second Now. Burrows St. back in fourth, is running on empty. 150 yards to go in the National. Manila Times for J. McManus, Henry de Bromhead, and more significantly, Rachel Blackmore. History in the National. Manila Times wins.